Hey guys, I'm Phoenix here, and do you want to know something very, very strange? Out of all the games that I've done quite a bit of streaming on and just general recording on, I've done quite a few weird and complicated and intricate and slow games. Things like Elite Dangerous and things like that Natural Capital, which I always forgot the name of. I've never done Factorio, and that's weird. Now, I was kind of reminded by this because Quill18 started doing Factorio series, and so is Vex, and I thought, well, you know what? The guys that watch my videos probably will quite like this sort of thing, because, quite frankly, you're the kind of people who will build incredibly pointlessly complex machines because you like Industrial Craft 2, ultimately. So, let's dive into Factorio, and I'll show you a little bit with the game. Now, I'm just going to basically keep everything as normal. I'm not going to put it on peaceful mode, anything like that. And I'm not going to say, I'm definitely not, the best at Factorio. So the basic idea is that you start as a guy. Now, if you die, that's essentially game over. But there's no real survival mechanics here. Not in the same way that Minecraft has survival mechanics. It's a little bit different. But anyway, so this is Factorio free play. Your task is to launch a rocket into space. Do this by constructing a rocket silo and launching a rocket with its satellites. You will need to research advanced technologies in order to unlock the rocket silo. Start small, work your way up with automation, and don't forget to protect yourself from the natives. Yeah, there's natives in the game, and thankfully I've got none on this map so far. So that's a good thing. So the centre of the map is basically your guy, and this is a sort of quasi 2D title. So there's no 3D sort of. I think a lot of the things are rendered in 3D and then they sprite it. So you've got 6 models per sprite, or 6 sprites per model. Yeah. Basically, it's done in 3D and then they 2Dify it, and yeah, that's basically what it is. So anyway, your guy is at the centre of the screen. Now, what we're looking for here is, good God, that is perfect. We are looking for coal, copper, and iron, and we just so have happened to get a thin band of copper, a lot of coal, and a lot of iron, all very, very close to one another, and that is a brilliant start. Probably the best start I've ever had. So, first things first, I need to get coal. So, let's just make something that's going to make my life a little easier. This game is all about automation. So, getting your machines running is an important thing to do as quickly as you possibly can. The other thing that I need, of course, is stone. And I've got some trees here. That's useful for chests and the like, but it's not hugely useful. What I need is stone, because I need to make another burner mining drill. So, first off, you're pretty much in the Stone Age, but you're going to very, very quickly move out of the Stone Age and enter into the Electrical Age. Yeah. Not really much more to say on that. I've just got to do a whole load of mining stone. But it's a very, very quick start anyway. So, I'm going to make these 3 boilers. So at the moment, I'm using my own crafting grid to sort of do things, to create items. There's no food in this game. There's no water to really worry about. Well, there is water to worry about, but it's in the subject of lakes. The only thing that you've really got to worry about are the monsters. Now, the monsters will attack eventually. They won't attack you straight away, because at the moment you're not really noticed by them. But as you build up the amount of pollution on the planet, the more that they are going to want to attack you, and you will increase the pollution on this planet by quite a bit. So I'm just going to split that stack and put that back into there, and do a little bit of mining of some iron. So the only the other side, I guess, of the water is that we're going to need it for producing steam, thus producing electricity. So And a bit of mining there. Let's get that into there. So that's going to make me iron plates, which will then be used for all kinds of other things in here. So transport belts, the burner inserters, and of course the mining drill. I need 3 more plates, or 3 more ores, sorry, to make another mining drill. So that will do that. Meanwhile, so we've got some water over here, and we've also got some water over here. I think I'm going to put this stuff down in there, actually. Grab a bit of copper. This is all very sort of slow going at the moment. There's not a huge amount of stuff to really sort of show off, as it were. But it's important to go from here because the game is going to get it's going to get more complicated very, very quickly. So showing all of this off, it's a good way to show how it gets complicated very, very quickly. I just need to make a wooden chest. So now we are automating the mining of iron, and also automating the mining of coal. So I can just basically stand here, and I've got a certain aura around me. You can see that from anything yellow I can interact with, anything red I can't. And that sort of goes with the how I build things as well. So anything in green I can place, and anything in yellow I can't. That's basically how it goes. So it's kind of like in the old days when we had games like Command and Conquer, where the centre of your screen would be your cursor, and that's everything that you could see, and then you placed buildings anywhere you could see. If you needed to place something out here, you would actually have to move your screen to be able to place it out over there. But the other elements of Command and Conquer, like having vehicles, you don't have vehicles. You have vehicles in that you might have a train that goes from this factory here over to this resource collection over here, or you might have vehicles to move around in, so you might have a car or a tank to move around in. But other than that, it's very much more centered on your character. So if you need to attack some monsters that are over here, you actually need to physically move your character over there to actually attack them. Why you might want to do that, yeah, we'll go into that in a little bit of time. Now I need more plate for a pump. So I'm now starting, this stuff here, it's alright. It's going to basically do the job. But I need to start looking at making electricity. So, I've made a pump, an offshore pump, and that just goes into the water like that. And then a few boilers. And so, the offshore pump doesn't need energy to work. It just sort of works. And then that will pump water into these 3 boilers. Then we put in a steam engine. Need a little bit more iron for that. Even more iron for that. So I need 6 more. And that will produce electricity. Now, the last thing we would need are transfer lines to transfer the energy where we need it to go. But we're not going to have anywhere to put it until we get our electric mining drills up and running. And these suddenly take your need for coal away, for your mining anyway, and replace it with electricity. You're still going to need to mine coal because your boilers require coal or some kind of a solid fuel in order to run. So let's just put that one down there. And I need to now make my transfer lines, which require copper. And I need to move my burner mining drill over here, just for the moment, because I need to make this coal. And I also need to start adding in transport belts. So all of the machines that you're going to be using have some kind of an export system, I guess. So with mining drills and with any kind of mining drill, it will output at a certain point. With stone furnaces, you need to import and export using inserters. And I've got a lot of iron there. I can start cooking up. I'm going to need to, because that needs a fair amount of iron. And I also need another stone furnace for all of my copper. Let's put that there. Take half of that stack out and put that there, and then we'll just get some copper up. I think it said needed 4.5, so I just grab 5 out of here. So you can start to see what this game is going to turn into. Sort of. I mean, even at this point, these are very, very basic systems. We're going to be adding in auto-crafting mechanics a little bit later on, as well as trains, because trains are cool. But we need to research all of that stuff first. I'll probably be doing a little bit of a series on this. How often it comes out, not totally sure yet, but we'll see. At the very least, I want to show the build-up of the game, so that you can kind of see the exponential growth of these factories, and they get very, very complicated. If you have a look online, you'll see some pretty horrendously complex machines, and don't be disheartened. I think that's the big sort of key takeaway from this. Yeah, the game looks incredibly complicated, but it's not. It's probably more simple than it looks. It's more about working out what goes where and understanding various useful mechanics that have been implemented into the game. For example, conveyor belts have 2 sides to them, so you can place different items on each side, and have them move around your system in different ways. And you can do splitters and all sorts of things too. So you can have one conveyor belt that's got, say, coal and iron on, and have those items go to different locations. I'm just going to move this one back a bit. Just so that it's not going to get confused and start picking up copper instead. It shouldn't have done, but just to be on the safe side. And that can go in there, and we can just get that mining drill up and running. Move that one down here. Move that one. So you can directly input into stone furnaces. And at this stage, we are literally on the brink of getting some electricity up and running. So let's make all of that. So we're just keeping things within their sort of. It's got an aura of power. And you can also see if it's not going to connect, because it won't actually connect. So there's that. They've done quite an awful lot of little things to just help you without needing tooltips to say this is too far away or anything like that. They do help you. Right, so that just needs some power now. And to do that, we start fueling up these boilers. I use 3. It's to start off with. I use 3 because it will heat up the water nice and quickly. And put it in there, and then we get our mining drill working. Obviously, we want to automate this, so we're using conveyor belts to try and get the coal as close to our system as possible. So we're creating a nice cycle here at the moment. We're not plugging this into the power just yet, but we will. We will. I do need a little bit of coal, so I can just run along. To pick things up, you just hold F, so you can pick up useful bits and pieces off the conveyor belts. And yeah, that one. I'm slowly just expanding this system out while it works. And you can get electric versions of the furnace later on as well. So you can move away from having coal systems or coal feeds. Also need to make some inserters as well. So I'll just quickly do that. 3 inserters will be enough. So what inserters do is they take items that are on belts and put them into inventories. Or they take items out of inventories and put them into other inventories or onto belts. And the way they work is a little bit more detailed, because they can take things off specific sides, or they can do some rather interesting little mechanics here and there. Right, I need more conveyor. I'm literally going to... Oh, yeah, it's done this. It's done what I didn't want it to do. It's decided that it's going to pick up some... Oh yeah, because it's got a sort of a little radius about it. If I put it... No, that's going to pick up copper as well. There we go. If I put it there... It's going to power it. No, that's still gonna... Right, that's only now going to pick up coal. Yes, that's only going to pick up coal now. And then... we go in there. We're almost there. And once I've connected this up, I'll sort of end the episode. But we're almost there. This is a very inefficient way of making things, of crafting things, but auto crafters will come next, and then everything will be better. Now, of course, they're not going in there because we need some power, so let's get some power. Once this system starts running, there we go, the whole lot is now operational. And that is a very, very basic way of building a power system. And now, at this point, you would start to expand. But I will stop this episode here. It's a 20-minute episode. And I'll say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.